There are places in the world where Christmas looks very different than it does here, where children don't wake up to wrapping paper or stockings, where gifts are not expected, and where celebration is not a normal part of life. And yet, because of the faithfulness and generosity of this house, that reality is changing. This year, in the heart of Ethiopia, Christmas came to children who had never known it before. Over 400 children were blessed with food, treats, and celebration across 3 locations, and more than 150 received a backpack for the very first time. The smiles, the laughter, these were children experiencing their first gift, their first Christmas, and through it all, encountering the love of Jesus in a way they could touch and understand. And Ethiopia was only the beginning. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, nearly 600 children gathered across 5 different locations to celebrate Christmas. And for many of these children, it was the first time they ever heard the story of Christmas from the Bible. Not as a holiday of decorations and lights, but as the story of a Saviour who came near, of redemption and of hope. And God's love didn't stop in Africa. It stretched across the ocean to a small barn in Ireland, where a group of children and teenagers gathered for their own Christmas celebration. Carols filled the barn where they worship each week, and though they were not hundreds in number, every single child was known and valued by name. And then, the love of God moved once again, this time to the nations of Latin America and the Caribbean, in Uruguay, in Bolivia, in Venezuela, in Colombia, and in the Dominican Republic. In El Salvador, across multiple churches and communities, children filled rooms to celebrate the birth of Jesus. In Guatemala alone, more than 2,000 children were blessed across several churches, receiving gifts, meals, and the message of the gospel. In other communities and ministries, children were valued, prayed for, and reminded that their lives matter to God. Across continents, cultures, and nations, God was moving through this house. In total, this year alone, over 5,000 children were reached, blessed, and introduced to the love of Jesus in tangible and unforgettable ways. Christmas didn't just come to them, hope did, and the gospel did. Look at what God is doing through his church, and with his leading, and with your continued faithfulness, this is only the beginning.